The red snow of Gundobad, a grim tale of honor, blood and survival deep in the northern wastes of Middle-earth. The snow fell red that day, not from the sky, but from wounds opened in silence, in frost and in rage. The dwarves of Ironfoot had not returned to Mount Gundobad in nearly a century. Once a sacred site of ancestral memory, now it lay shattered, broken in a goblin war that left half the mountain uninhabitable and the rest poisoned with memory. Still, Tharkûn Stonearm, elder of his clan, had demanded they return to bury his brother, last of their bloodline lost at Gundobad. He would not rest until the Stonearm name was sealed into the rock itself. They numbered only 15, miners, guards, bearers, no war band, just kin. But Gundobad had not forgotten them. They crossed the frozen crevasse under a burning sky. Winter screamed through the hollow teeth of the mountain's peaks. Bones jutted from the ice. Goblin, dwarf, or beast, it no longer mattered. At the edge of the old tomb hall, they found it unsealed. Tracks, small, light, fast. Goblins, Tharkûns. Nephew Broldy spat. They nest here now, like rats in a grave. Tharkûn knelt before the broken stone gate. He traced the old carving of the ancestor rune, now defaced with crude symbols and dried blood. "We bury our dead," he said, "and then we clean the rot." The dwarves pushed into the hall with torches raised. Black soot still stained the walls. Smoke marks from the last battle never faded. But the goblins had not rebuilt. They had infested, tattered cloth, greasy bones, the stink of wet fur and filth. As they laid the Stonearm body to rest beneath the old forge altar, the air grew colder, too cold. A howl, not wind. Goblins struck. From above, their wiry limbs clinging to the rafters, blades drawn, shrieking. The first dwarf fell before he could draw his axe. 2 more were pulled into the dark, screaming. The hall erupted, torches dropped, steel flashed, snow from the broken ceiling drifted inward like falling ash. Tharkûn stood with axe drawn, spinning beneath the shadow of the forge fire brazier. "Fall back, to the stone path!" The dwarves formed a half-circle around the central pit. Goblins swarmed from the walls, from floor cracks, from behind stone columns. Dozens, maybe hundreds. It wasn't an ambush. It was an execution. One of the dwarves, hungrier, dropped his shield and lit the oil flasks instead. "If we die here, they burn with us." He hurled the flask into the rafters. Flame roared across mouldy beams. Goblins screamed as fire turned their ambush to chaos. But stone cracked with it. The roof began to shake, then collapse. The chamber split. Half the dwarves were buried under ice and rubble. Tharkûn was thrown into a side shaft with Broldy and 3 others. Darkness, then dripping. The ice cave below Gundobad was not mapped, not by goblins nor dwarves. But the 2 races now crawled through it, bleeding, dying, and fighting in bursts of flame and shadow. For hours they fought, in tunnels no taller than a dwarf's back, in pockets of black water, through dripping. Stalactites and rock that groaned under every step. Broldy's arm was torn open. He wrapped it in chainmail. 2 dwarves fell to goblin spears in the dark. Tharkûn never stopped moving. They reached a stone vent that led back up. The goblins followed, now shrieking not with hunger, but fear. The fire had spread. The mountain was groaning, cracking. Tharkûn turned at the last bend. Goblins poured through the tunnel mouth. He looked to Broldy. "You go." Broldy grabbed his arm. "You're old, not mad." But Tharkûn was already lighting the flask. "Tell them the Stonearm's held." He ran into the dark. The explosion sealed the shaft. When Broldy clawed his way from the cave mouth, the next. Dawn, frost covered his beard, and a red haze still drifted from the cracks of Gundobad. No song was sung for Tharkûn. No tomb was built, only stone, only silence, and blood in the snow.